Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Tenerife, where I'm going to start with a story. You may remember the bizarrely spaced out Copa del Rey semi-final against Real Madrid, the second leg of which I had 29 players on international duty for, which meant I had to field this team, 3 first 11 players, a couple of rotation options, some B team players, and even some under-19s made their way into that lineup. I don't know how, but Real Madrid had their full-strength side available to them. I don't know who they bribed, and how much money was exchanged in order for them to keep their players away from international duty for a couple of days. But, as the old saying goes, cheaters never prosper. I mean, that's just embarrassing. Roll the intro. And when I say full strength, I mean full strength. Courtois, who wasn't on Belgian duty with his Belgian teammate Merckx, who I didn't have available, for instance. Yeah, it's a bit awkward, isn't it? And it wasn't just a 2-0 victory. It was a demolition job. Former Atletico man, Carrasco, with a goal, and 2-star centre-back, Nilsson. Now worth 4 million, probably just off the back of that one goal alone. Of course, the hilarious thing is, these aren't even our best potential players. I might have been mugged off by this player, now I realise. Probably acquired him when the potential abilities were slightly less obvious. Even so, probably going to make a profit on him anyway. But he got a goal that mattered, so really, that's 2.2 million well spent. Hilariously, I forgot I had Icardi on the bench and didn't bring him on. Poor Icardi. That injury has utterly ruined his career. Poor Paco here spent the entire game with a nervous attitude. I felt so sorry for the boy. I got weirdly paternal during it. It's like, it's going to be okay, Paco. It's going to be okay. You've just got 70 more minutes, 50 more minutes, half an hour to go. I'm not subbing you off. There's no other left backs. Bless him. It's going to be the highest profile game he plays in, that's for certain. But anyway, aside from the embarrassment against Real Madrid, we've done all right apart from Atletico Madrid, funnily enough. We followed up Barcelona with 4-2 over Levante. Copenhagen was a bizarre game where we got FM'd into a 3-2 victory. We still won it, but yeah, that's what happened. 2 goals from 3 shots on target from them. Christensen wasn't available. Just talk to me how a bad kept a clean sheet against Real Madrid, but not Copenhagen. Christensen was back for Atletico Madrid, hilariously, and then we conceded 2 again anyway. Elche 3-1. What I feel like happened is we let Copenhagen have a little bit of a semblance of a chance, and then went, nah, and beat them 7-0 at home. Andy Harwood, bizarrely, the only person to score more than 1 there. 7 goals, none of them from a striker. Bilbao and Almeria also dealt with in the league. And we've drawn Porto, which I'm bringing you today because we have a loanee there that's going to be permanent. We will be facing off against Garré. Sevilla is the Spanish Cup final. I won't be showing you the Getafe. We're doing both sides of the Porto one now. And you know how I just said we didn't have Christians available for the first leg of the Copenhagen match? Well, guess what? He's not available for the first leg of the Porto match either. I don't know what's happening. He's not injury prone, but clearly he's a clumsy sod. Actually, I tell a lie. The one against Copenhagen was, in fact, a physical injury. This time around, it's a gashed up a leg from being hit by someone else. So, not his fault, that one. Although, apparently, the thigh hamstring was some jumping, which I feel like is a crucial part of a goalkeeper's game. Which means Abad's back. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I don't think that was the match that Christensen missed. I think I deliberately rotated Abad for that Copenhagen game. But he did miss a game, did Christensen, with that injury. Can't remember which one it was. It was important. The only other bit of major news is the fact that Zukic is injured for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean 2 more months. Ravella missed the last match for suspension, so he's back in. And otherwise, apart from the goalkeeper, it's going to be the same lineup. Abad in goal, Lodi, Harwood, Kouros, Hanus. I said that as if you saw the last match. Valverde, Antov, Ravella, Batuan, Merckx, and Alves. Up front, who is now the best striker we have at 2.5 stars. It's awkward. Still quite pacey, still quite finishy. He's 5'6". He did actually nearly score from a corner, weirdly, against Real Madrid. That's how embarrassing that performance was. They nearly let a 5'6" player score a corner. Speaking of, genuinely didn't fix it until now. That's the corners fixed, and away we go. So Gary's on his way there permanently at the end of the season for £21.5 million. He's had a very good season there. I think Porto's sort of his level. He's a fine rotation option here, but we have enough of them that we can sort of allow him to move on. I do apologise if you can hear any background noise. For some reason, people have decided today's the day they're going to be very loud in my vicinity. Antov, Ravella, Valverde. Let's move back to Lodi and out to Batuan. Say out, he's run straight into the middle of the pitch. He's run around. Great ball through to Merks. Merks is slight lag on the game there, I think, but he's a great save. Who's in goal for them these days? Because it is Vlachodimos in real life, I think. Diogo Costa. Because for a few years in, he's, I believe, the Portuguese goalkeeper that kept Sergio Dutra out of the international goal on my York save last year. Which was a shame, because Dutra was a sensational goalkeeper. I wonder how he's doing on this year's game. Actually, I'm not certain I've seen him on this year's game. Speaking of formerly great goalkeepers in Football Manager, I'm presuming Rajkovic has not turned into anything useful. Now he's no longer a wonder kid. Generally don't think I've seen him in a full year now. I mean, with my backup goalkeeper, I'm just happy keeping a clean sheet here. And then we can take that back to Tenerife. A goal would be helpful, but a clean sheet's probably the most important thing here. Hugo Moss has taken quite a few knocks already. Dirty Porto. Dirty Porto. Stop injuring my player. He's scored. That's why you don't listen to your assistant manager. His 20th goal, I did say from the wing he might score less this year than he did for Anderlecht previously. That hasn't been the case, thankfully. I did wonder if they were playing him as a striker because he can play striker. He's definitely a winger with his attributes spread, but I can't show you because Ravella's got a free kick now, and Quiros Alves... Okay, well, I said it would have been... I said Real Madrid were nearly embarrassed by Bruno Alves scoring from a set piece. I think he has headed that. That's not a takedown onto his feet. That is a header from the 5'6" player, which is intensely embarrassing from this Porto defence, you would imagine. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, but with far greater dribbling and first touch to his finishing, he's definitely a winger rather than a striker. His determination's gone down, which is a bit annoying, but he's mostly realised his potential anyway, I think, at this stage, in that respect. 2-0 to the good 61 minutes played. Maybe now, actually, is when we take him off, just so they don't fully injure him at any point, because clearly they're targeting him. I don't think I've ever seen a blatant 3-0. Thank you for interrupting me there, Nicolo. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a blatant opposition instruction from the opponent. They've clearly gone tackle hard on Merks. And, well, the Porto players are doing it. Ravella, good God, he hit that with some force. Of course, not enough Atlante role today. That's the Faisal role normally. Of course, been a bit disappointing this year when he has played. Carrasco on. I was tempted to sell him in last summer because I didn't really see much use for him being here. I had a replacement lined up actually for that left-hand side, but the player didn't leave. He signed a new contract with his Croatian club, so we'll see if we can get him this summer. Because I think this summer we may look to move Cora on. Like, we got him on a free. He was brought in to be a backup to Zukic, and the fact he's worth a fair bit now, it's just good business really. It's a goal from Moffy, but fantastic goal. What a move, it says. I mean, the move's quite good, but the goal itself, I don't really know how much Moffy knows what's happening here. Yeah, he's punched it in, actually. He's punched that in. It's hand of Goddard. From the animation, that looked like he punched it. We've got 3 away goals. There's another late highlight here. Lovely little move from... Oh my God! 4 away goals. An unbelievable strike from Collado, says the text at the bottom. Yeah, I was sort of just resigned for this to being another, late game highlight. But this move here, I mean, we'll watch this in full now because Alves, Ravella, Collado, first time. Oh, that's such a good goal. Like, the goal at the end of it is sensational. But the build-up play as well is not to be ignored. I should say, by the way, I think we were one of 2 teams from the first seeds to actually go through in this round. Both the Manchester clubs were knocked out by both German clubs, neither of which were first seeds. Well, it's a 4-1 advantage. Now, excuse me while I play the Getafe game with the fan on. It's still hot. Okay, so this Getafe game seems to be wrapping up at 2-1. Brought Varela on late on. There's the late corner. It's 2-all, never mind. Oh no, it's been headed clear. This might be a goal from Bruno Alves to make it 3-1 at the very death. Yes, 3-1, there we go. Lovely finish. Didn't start with Alves, didn't start with Ravella. Brought them both on, they've both scored. You love to see it. From 3-1 it will finish, there we go. They scored a penalty. It was literally their only shot on target. I would have been furious at a 1-1. The lineup for the second leg is Christensen, Lodi, Harwood, Quiros, Hanus, McDonald, Valverde, Ravella, Bataran, Merks and Alves up front. I'm going basically full strength because I want to play it safe. Essentially, I want to play it safe. I thought I'd play McDonald though, just because. Probably not going to bring you this one full, just because it's already 4-1 with 4 away goals. I'm probably just going to bring you any major goals and just brief updates. There's no need to make you sit through every single highlight. Of course, I say that, and it's 60 minutes before we even get a highlight. 17, really. Bruno Alves pressing into a decent position, running past basically everyone at this stage, and missing, admittedly. One thing I forgot to highlight the first time round, yes, that is Ross Barkley. He's at Porto. Apparently, acquiring English players is not just a Spanish thing at the moment. Porto have got in on the act, but literally no other highlights. As I say that, okay, Batuan absolutely inside wingering there by going straight across the pitch. Valverde with an unnecessary backheel flick. Oh, that's gone in. That's embarrassing goalkeeping. How was Diogo Costa the Portuguese #1 in the last year's game? How did Dutra not get in goal ahead of him? Maybe he was better as well last year. That's an unnecessary backheel. He could have just kicked that normally. Not the greatest of shots, I will say, actually. By the way, in case you're wondering why the camera looks different, yes, I forgot to put that light on earlier. It's 2-0. It's very hot. My brain isn't working at full capacity. I always forget something, and at the very least, I'm glad it was just a light this time. Tell you what, there's a cracker going on at Bayern Munich. PSG have a 1-0 advantage going into this, so it's PSG going through as things stand. Come on, if we play. I think we play the winners of that. I don't think our semi-final draw was particularly kind, even if this draw and the last draw were. Copenhagen by far the easiest of the round of 16 teams, and Porto probably the easiest of the quarter-final teams remaining. We did get a smidge lucky with the draw again. The semi-final looks like it's going to be dangerous no matter who gets through there. I don't think if there's any English sides remaining. Because I know both Manchester sides got knocked out by both German sides in the end. That's a goal. I mean, completely irrelevant. Merck's off because he doesn't really need to be playing any longer, and Icardi can have some minutes. Get some semblance of fitness into Icardi. That'll be nice. Might as well preserve Ravello. No, not Nedelaire. Not Nedelaire. He's not a centre midfielder, is he? Faisal on. And that's actually it. So, functional victory in the second leg. Kouros refused to celebrate. I know Porto's his former club, but he's been here for like 4 years. It's not like he's only just joined. Ravello man of the match again. Man of the match in both legs. Okay, so a semi-final opponent is actually Dortmund or Chelsea. They play on this Wednesday, so I'm just going to click through this and then we know who our opponent is. And 91st minute winner from James Ward-Prowse sees Chelsea go through. So Chelsea the opponents. But that being said, next episode will be the Spanish Cup final. But the fact that the next match is that Spanish Cup final allows me to sneak a recording in before I have a busy weekend. So I'll see you next week for that Cup final, then the Champions League semi-final, and then who knows what the final episode of the week will be. Champions League final or just a round up to the season. Who knows? Until then, thank you for watching. Ta-ra.